Welcome back to Mass Effect 1, Insane Renegade Run, so named because we are on Insanity mode and we are playing Renegade. Now, last time we went and finished off Noveria and we defeated Matriarch Benezia, Liara's mother, and afterwards I went and had this little follow-up chat with her.
If you are here to talk about Benezia's death, you need not bother. She brought it upon herself.
She's gone, you can't change that.
She was gone long before she died on Noveria. Benezia was a good person once, before she fell under Sovereign's power. Part of me blames Saren for her death. Part of me wants to blame her. And part of me just misses her.
I blame Saren, and if I were you, I'd want revenge.
We have enough reason to stop Saren. I do not need to add revenge to the list. Benezia chose her path, just as I have chosen mine. I am with you until the end, Shepard.
So yes, Liara is dealing with things in her own way. I think we may go and have another little chat with her later. Now, we also chose to kill the Rachni Queen, which I have to say is the hardest Renegade choice I've faced so far. To the point where I almost didn't do it. I nearly changed my mind at the last minute. I nearly changed my mind and didn't kill her, but I did. I did go through with it. Entirely for practical reasons, I have to say. Because, you know, throughout this run, I don't ever want to be an arsehole just for the sake of being an arsehole. Every time I do a Renegade thing that nets me lots of Renegade points, it will always be because, you know, I feel that that's what Phoenix would have done. It's never going to be just for the sake of it. Now, this left us at a rather awkward point in the game, where the only thing we officially have left to do is Vermeer. But the moment we do Vermeer, that's going to set us on the course for the end game, which means we won't be able to go back and finish off any of our side quests. So we need to get all of the side quests done before we head off and do Vermeer, which means I've actually gone and done a load of stuff off screen since Noveria. I sort of picked out all of the side missions that I still had to do, all of the systems that we haven't visited yet, and I marked out the ones that I think are worth seeing and the ones that weren't really, because they're just sort of boring, go here, kill these people kind of quests. And what we've ended up with is 4 side missions that I think are worth seeing, along with the entire Rachni subplot, and then all of the other ones I just went and did. So like I've done Helena Blake's missions. She wanted us to take care of a load of crime bosses, you may remember, so I went and killed them and then went and met her, and it turned out those crime bosses were actually her former associates, and she wanted rid of them so that she could take over the crime syndicate on her own, but I threatened her and made her disband the syndicate, and then I let her go. I didn't kill her or anything like that, so that's how I resolved that one. I've also been to get Rex's armour. You may remember Rex said that he wanted us to go and fetch his grandfather's armour, so I went and got that, and I did some other things as well. And throughout the course of all of this, I managed to net myself several more Renegade points, to the point where we are now very, very red. We have migrated from the nice happy orange colour that we were up here to just the angry red colour down here. We're almost at max. I think it's almost certain that we will manage to max out Renegade before the end of the game. Paragon's not done so bad either, mind. I mean, we're at least a quarter of the way Paragon. We might get some more Paragon points yet, I'm not sure. So yes, today we're going to have a little tying up loose ends kind of part today, where we're going to go and do those 4 side missions that I think you might want to see. Then next time we're going to go and deal with the Rachni subplot, and then after that we're going to go and take a look at Pinnacle Station. I think I'm going to give Pinnacle Station a little bit of an airing, and then we will go and do Vermeer. And as I say, at that point we will be into the end game, so I think we don't actually have too many parts left. I'm thinking maybe 6, 8, 10 at the absolute most, so you know, we're almost done with Mass Effect 1. But to start off today, let's see if Rex wants to have a little chat about his armour. Hello, Rex. Can we talk?
So you'd rather be a merc than help your people?
I'm a fighter. It's what I do.
Okay, apparently instead we're just questioning his life choices. Well, that's fine.
Aren't you at all worried about what will happen to the Krogan?
What the hell do you want me to do about it, Shepard? I'm tired of sticking my ass on the line and getting nothing for it.
Okay, that's your reason. I don't blame you. No, I think Phoenix is going with the Paragon option this time. I think Phoenix is the kind of person who would... Or would she? No, okay, let's challenge him.
So you're just giving up on your people?
I gave up on fighting for a lost cause. I'm no hero, Shepard. Bottom line, killing for credits simplifies things.
Well, yeah, I suppose there's logic in that.
You ever think about helping your people?
I try not to. But there's a lot of Krogan mercs out there. I'm always running into them. Half the time I'm being paid to kill them. But that's just part of the job. You don't get to pick who your enemies are.
Okay, well that was a bit grim. So what have we got in here? We've got mercenary, we've got family. I don't know whether that's going to be about the armor.
You must have family other than your father. Don't you miss them?
No. Now that I have my family's armor again, there's nothing left for me.
Okay, that was apparently it. That was the lovely, enlightening conversation after we get his armor back for him. That's fine. That's okay, Rex. I know you're not the chatty type. Alright, do we want to talk to anybody else? No, you know what? I think we'll have a little chat with everybody, like, before we go and do Vermeil. We'll go and catch up with everybody then. But for now, we've got, you know, places to go, side missions to complete, all of that jazz. Okay, so the first one I've got on my list is in the Hawking Eater cluster, which I believe is all the way out here. And it only has one system in it, which is the Century system.
Message coming in, Commander. Big surprise, the Alliance needs you again.
Shepard, this is Admiral Hackett with Alliance Command. We've got a mission for you. Major Kyle, your commanding officer Torfin, has set up a small compound in the Hawking Eater cluster. He's attracted a number of biotic followers. He's become an outspoken critic of the Alliance, and we believe he's mentally unstable. This could be trouble, Shepard.
Okay, so this is the Torfin mission. So just like every single one of your backgrounds, the colonist, spacer and earthborn backgrounds have a little mission associated with it. Each of the reputations have a mission associated with it as well. The difference being that the reputation ones pop up for every single Shepard. So every single time you play, you get all 3 reputation missions. It's just only one of them will actually sort of resonate with you, if that makes sense. So, like, the guy who locked us in the underground bunker with the nuclear bomb, that was for the war hero Shepard, because he was the guy who organised the big attack thing that you foiled if you're a war hero. So that would have made, you know, it would have had more of an impact on somebody playing a war hero Shepard. And because I'm playing a ruthless Shepard, this guy, Major Kyle, is the guy who was my commanding officer on Torfin. But if I was playing any other kind of Shepard, he would just be Major Kyle. You know, he wouldn't be anything to me. I would still have to go and deal with him, but he wouldn't actually mean anything to me. So, you believe he's mentally unstable. Is there any chance you could be overreacting?
What kind of proof do you have that the Major is dangerous?
3 days ago, we sent 2 Alliance representatives to meet with him at his compound. They've disappeared. We believe Kyle and his followers killed them. That compound is a cult, Shepard. They call him Father Kyle now. He set himself up as some kind of religious leader.
Okay, yeah, that does sound a little bit dodgy.
What else can you tell me about Major Kyle?
He's not the same man you served under. He feels responsible for the Alliance soldiers who died at Torfin. His psych evaluations showed he couldn't handle the stress of command anymore. He was given an honorable discharge in early retirement. We'd hoped he would get better in time, but we underestimated how far gone he was. Now it looks like it's too late.
Okay, and you believe that he killed some Alliance officers?
What were those Alliance representatives going to talk to Major Kyle about?
They wanted to bring him back to an Alliance facility for treatment. Major Kyle served us faithfully for many years. We weren't going to abandon him. Given his state of mind, however, he probably saw them as a threat. We're almost certain he had his followers killed him.
You said his followers were biotics?
Yes. Major Kyle never showed any biotic tendencies himself, though. I think he's just latched onto a group he identifies with. Many biotics feel marginalized or ostracized by society. Kyle probably sees them as victims who need his protection, and they see him as someone who will fight for them. Unfortunately, he's convinced them that the Alliance is somehow responsible for all their problems. We can't let him go on like this.
Okay, so how exactly are you wanting me to resolve this?
How permanent a solution are you looking for?
We don't want this to turn into a massacre, Commander. Kyle is dangerous. I trust you to use your judgment. Hack it out.
Okay, and of course trust you to use your judgment can mean massively different things depending on what kind of Shepard you're playing. Okay, so we've got a moon over here we can land on, and apparently its landscape is a nightmare of jagged overlapping ridges and geological shock zones created by some ancient disaster. So that sounds like it's going to be fun to navigate, doesn't it? Okay, squad, well, if we end up fighting, we're going to be fighting biotics, so we want biotics along as well. Liara and Caden, I mean, okay, Caden hasn't been the most reliable squad mate in the past, but I'm going to give him a chance. Although, to be fair, next to Liara, nobody's really reliable, are they? I mean, you know, I always feel like Liara just sort of does everything and the other companion is there purely to get shot at and die, just to distract the enemies while Liara's doing all of the work. Okay, yes, this does look quite jagged and mountainous. It's not too bad, though. I mean, I've seen worse. That's a very pretty planet up there. That's a very pretty planet, yeah. Oh, is this the one where it says in the description that it's got a giant crater on it or something, and then when you look at it, you can actually see it's got a giant crater on it? Because I know there is a planet somewhere where it says, and it's this one, it's this model, and it says it's got like a giant scar-shaped crater on it or something like that, and then when you go down you can actually see it and it's so cool. But then they reuse it somewhere else as well. Like this planet appears twice at least. I don't think I actually bothered reading the description of it, so I'm not sure. Hang on a minute, didn't it say it was a gas giant? You know what, let's not question that. Okay. Okay, so we've got the standard anomaly, debris, and then a biotic compound over there, so we'll go and see what the anomaly is. And naturally, the anomaly is right over the mountains. Could it not have been over there, like towards the flattish bit? No, we're going over the mountains, are we? There's something else on my map over there as well. Is that... I don't know what that is. That's a mystery question mark over there. Okay. I have to say, it's not the most interesting planet that we've landed on, but it's still quite pretty, especially with, you know, the giant red thing in the sky. That's quite nice. Okay, mystery question mark. What secrets do you hold? I don't know, because I can't get up the blimmin' mountain. Come on, Mako, work with me here. We've handled worse than this. And I can see a thing. I can see a thing. It looks like a little... I don't know what it looks like. Is that a little prefab hut thing? Yes, it is. Oh, blimey, discovery. Okay. The cluster of prefab utility shacks have a distinctly ramshackle look to them. A set of rover tracks lead away over the mountain ridge to the southwest. That's probably going to be the anomaly. Shall we see if there's any goodies? Okay, turns out there was just a few crates. Nothing too exciting or anything. And the anomaly's over there. Oh, okay, we've got a nice view. Can I see the thing? Can I see the thing? I cannot see the thing. Okay, where the hell is it? Oh, is it down there? Hang on a minute, now I can see the thing. What do you look like? You look like... Actually, for a second there, you looked like a Geth armature, but I think it's actually just a thing buried in the soil. And... boop! And... oh, blimey. That would be the rover, would it? That looks rovery to me. Oh, dear. Well, your driving isn't as good as mine, is it? The front of the rover is crumpled in from impact. A glance inside tells you the occupants, probably a team of illegal wildcat miners, are dead. Debris is still sliding down the furrows left by its tyres, silent in the near-vacuum atmosphere. Alright, that was unnecessarily gruesome. And all for whatever it was they were trying to get at. Ancient debris, apparently. Yep, that was an insignia. Oh, and the debris we need to recover is just next door as well. That's good. This is a nice compact map where everything's nicely next to each other. And yes, there's some mountains, I'll admit, there's definitely some mountains, but they're not the worst ones we've ever seen. So far, this planet's been quite nice to me. And I bloody missed the gap, so I'm going to have to use 20 Omnigel. Alright, well, that just leaves the biotic compound, doesn't it? Yes, which is hopefully, like, right next door. I think there might even be a convenient path to it. That looks like a convenient path. That's not a convenient path. That's another mountain. Well, surprise, surprise. Okay, well, I'm not seeing any red triangles waiting for me outside. That's good. No one's firing at me yet. Oh, there's some rocks over there to survey. Hold on a minute. I'll get back to the biotics in a second. You know how Phoenix does love her rocks? Yeah, so nobody's shooting at me yet. I think we should hopefully have a chance to go in and actually talk to him before any possibility of shooting begins. And that's good, because as we all know, Phoenix is excellent at diplomacy. And there we go, that's one large deposit of gold for you, Phoenix. Right. Okay, let's see what's what. Oh, we've actually got two things. There's a building here, and then there's a, what's it over there? Is that not a thing I can enter? That is a thing I can enter. That one's locked, because that's red, so we have to go in this one first. I can remember vaguely something about this, like you have to go in here and talk to someone to get the key to get into there or something like that. Yeah, there we go.
Outsiders are not welcome here.
You can't keep me out. No, let's try and be diplomatic, Phoenix.
I need to talk to the man in charge. It's important.
Father Kyle wants nothing more to do with the Alliance.
Yeah, but you know, we're old friends.
My name is Commander Shepard. Major Kyle knows me. I have to speak to him.
Wait. Father Kyle will speak with you. Head to the building at the far end of the compound. He'll meet you there.
Okay, that was remarkably easy. I suppose, you know, he is my old commanding officer. Maybe that counts for something. I don't know. I've never done this as a Ruthless Shepherd because I've never played a Ruthless Shepherd before. I don't know how differently it's going to play out. Probably not very, but it'll be nice anyway. And there's a biotic cultist not shooting at me. Good, good. Okay, so there's like, just in case this turns into a bloodbath, there's 2 out here. We just, you know, keep a running tally just in case because, you know, Renegade Shepherd, it's not always going to end well. There might be a nice Renegade check, though, that actually gets us to, you know, a non-violent solution. That could be a thing. And there's one there, and there's one there, and there's some stuff for me to loot. I think there's about 4 in here, maybe, although more might burst out, you know, if I start shooting them. Okay, and Father Kyle's through there, so naturally we're going to go in the opposite direction first, just to see if there's any goodies for me. That's a technician kit, very nice. You're a biotic cultist, all on your lonesome. Would you like to talk to me at all, actually, Mr. Cultist?
Just because we're biotics doesn't mean we don't deserve to be treated fairly.
That's very true. Do you want to say anything else?
Just because we're biotics doesn't
No,
mean we
apparently
deserve
not.
to be treated
Okay.
fairly.
I feel like these are maybe not the most stable biotics in the world. We do know that L2s, you know, having the L2 implant can make people mentally unstable. And if Kyle is using that to, you know, manipulate people into following him, then he's not so righteous after all. Where is he?
I know you, the Butcher of Torfen. Why have you come here, Shepherd? Why can't you leave us alone?
Oh, now, come on. Why am I the only one who's the Butcher of Torfen? I mean, there were other people there too. I mean, I think we're meant to assume that I was the one who kind of took charge and decided to kill all those Batarians. But they were slavers. Okay, well, let's just start with why I'm here.
What happened to those other Alliance officers? The ones who came before me?
They wanted to take me away from here. They wanted me to abandon this place, turn my back on my family. They spoke blasphemy. I did what I could to make their end quick and painless. I had no other choice. It was necessary to protect my children. Only I can keep them safe.
Yep, he's gone totally doolally. Also, that lighting really brings out Phoenix's eyes, doesn't it? She looks lovely there.
The Alliance sent me to bring you in, Major. Can't you see this has gotten out of hand? Don't you understand you are endangering your followers?
I respect that you have come under a banner of peace, but I cannot do as you ask. If you take away their father, my children will be helpless.
Surrender or they all die. That wasn't exactly the option I was expecting. I mean, I'm going to give Phoenix the benefit of the doubt and say that she's actually bluffing when she says that, because I'm assuming it's going to work and it's going to talk him down. Because, you know, these biotics, they're not safe with him. He's manipulating them. I feel like they're probably, you know, L2s, much like the fanatics that we found who were holding, what's his name, hostage, Chairman Burns. Who have, you know, been adversely affected by the implants and all of that and just sort of feel kind of ostracised from society and everything. So I feel like he's actually manipulating them rather than helping them. So, you know, if we have to threaten him a bit to get it done, I'm willing to accept that.
If you don't come with me, all your followers will end up dead. What kind of father lets his children die?
No, this was my fault. My children are innocent, pure. Please, I never meant for this to happen. I'm sorry.
Okay, blimey, that was easier than I thought.
Come with me, Major. It's over.
Wait, if my children see you taking me away, they won't understand. They will attack and you will be forced to kill them all. You have shown me the error of my ways, Commander. Now you must give me time to explain it to them. It is the only way they will understand. Please, give me 1 hour. After that, I will meet the Alliance authorities at the gates of my compound and surrender without violence. I give you my word.
Oh, now we're getting into interesting territory, because is Phoenix going to accept that? Oh, my Paragon Shepherds always accept that. If I say no, am I going to have to kill them all? I feel like Phoenix would say no. Phoenix would not say, I believe you. She wouldn't. I really don't want to have to kill these biotics. But that, you know, is maybe what would end up happening. I'm going to go with the middle option and see what happens.
I think it would be better if you came with me now, Major.
I must do everything I can to keep any more of my children from suffering. This is the only solution.
Okay.
I'm going to trust you. If you betray that trust, you and all your children will suffer.
I will not betray you, Commander. Thank you for this.
Joker can have the 5th Fleet pick Major Kyle up. I just hope you know what you're doing, Commander.
Yeah, okay. You should return to the Normandy and notify the Alliance of Kyle's surrender. They want to dispatch a ship to take him into custody. Okay. So, yeah, I think we got away with that. That was 9 Renegade points. How are we looking? Are we full up yet? Pretty much. We're nearly full up. We definitely will be by the end of the game. We're also at level 48 in a minute. So, we should reach level 50 by the end of the game as well. 50 isn't the cap, 60 is the cap, but I believe 50 is as high as you can get on a first playthrough with a new character. And you need to then import that character to a new game if you want to hit level 60, I think. So yes, we managed to get out of that one nice and diplomatically, didn't we? Nobody died. And believably as well, because I was thinking for a minute, you know, it's not really believable that Phoenix would just kind of walk out and leave him, but I think, you know, I think it worked. I mean, also, she would have been very aware of Liara standing behind her. Of course, Liara tried to talk her down from killing the Rachni Queen, and then she did it anyway, and Liara was quite upset about it. So, you know, maybe Phoenix is mellowing just a tiny little bit because of that. This is the kind of rubbish that goes on in my head when I play RPGs. All of this just kind of weird stuff of rationalising how my characters are acting and all of this bizarre backstory and stuff. I've got a permanent kind of running monologue of all the things that are going on the ship off screen that you never actually see in game, but they're happening in my head, so you know, they matter to me.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
Admiral Hackett here, Commander. Your helmsman just forwarded your report on Major Kyle. We sent in a team as you instructed. Kyle's followers have disbanded, and the Major surrendered to us without incident. We'll make sure he gets the help he needs. To be honest, Shepard, I thought this thing was going to end in a bloodbath. I don't know how you did it, but you saved a lot of lives. Congratulations.
There we go, you see, everybody's happy, the biotics are alive and safe, and Phoenix has learnt a valuable lesson about trusting people. Sometimes you can trust people, and you know, they don't screw you over. Okay, next up, we are heading to the Gemini Sigma system, if I can find it. There it is. And I believe we need to go to, let me check my notes, the Ming system, yes, which is this one up here. And over in this system, we have the MSV Worthington over here, which is... It's a mixed freight and passenger hauler. The ship appears to be in a shutdown state. The main thrusters are cold and it is adrift in orbit of the star. So if we go and have a little look at this one, because the ones that I've picked out, the side missions I've picked out that I think are worth seeing are, who should we take? Caden or Tally? I think Tally. Yeah, the ones that have like little stories attached to them. They're not the side missions that are just like go here and kill these people. But you know, the ones that have little stories attached to them and little things going on that we have to, you know, talk to people or investigate.
Was abandoned. Most of the systems seem to be disabled. Only basic life support appears to be functioning.
Yes, so we've got a bit of a Marie Celeste situation going on here. We have to try and figure out what's happened. So if we go and have a little bit of a look around.
What was that? Is there someone else on this ship?
Oh, okay. Okay, so we're hearing noises. There might be a person.
Somebody set that trap. The whole place could be wired.
Okay. So there's traps set that are going to go off, right. I had actually forgotten about that. Yeah, so I have to say, the last time we entered a ship like this, it was full of husks that kept jumping out at us, you might remember. Hopefully that's not going to happen this time. Yeah, there's another one. I think they're just going to explode the moment we get close to them. They don't seem to do much damage to us, though. No, that did literally no damage to us at all. So, you know, we should be fine. Can I shoot them, actually? Yeah, there we go. I can shoot them just to stop them blowing up in our faces. Right. There's another one over there. There's some really big tyres. Ooh, those are huge tyres. Those are like too big for the Mako even. Those ones over there, those are Mako tyres. And there's another thing. So, you know, if we need some new tyres, guys, there's 2 lying around here. Those are really big tyres. Okay, I think I've got all of the traps. Hopefully. If we head on through to the back. Just put my gun away. Okay, let's have a wee look-see in here. See what's going on. We've got a person. Okay, well, I'll get to you in a minute, person. I just need to loot some stuff first because, you know, priorities. Okay, so there's a person over here on a life support machine. We've also got some logs over here. We'll go and play these ones first.
Jacob's not going to make it. His brain was deprived of oxygen for too long. There's nothing any of us can do for him now except let him die with dignity. It's what he would want. I'm more worried about Julia now. She's showing signs of severe depression. I gave her some meds that should help, but I better warn the captain.
Okie dokie, so we can presume that this is Jacob then, who looks remarkably like Conrad Werner, doesn't he? Also, if you get it at the right angle, his eyes appear to open, which is a little bit creepy. If we just examine the life support
Looks
machine.
like that machine is keeping him alive.
I do not see any brain activity on the readouts. He is dead. This body is just an empty shell.
Okay, we can just turn off the machine. Let's not do anything right at this moment.
Leave him alone until we know more about what's going on here.
You are right. Better to just leave him be for now.
We'll go and investigate the other rooms first. Make sure we've got the whole story, because we are aware that there's probably somebody else on board who's like set traps and stuff. Those are really high chairs. Those are incredibly high chairs. Those look like incredibly uncomfortable chairs to sit on. That's always a thing in sci-fi, isn't it? That all of the furniture just looks incredibly uncomfortable. Anyway, we've got some more logs to play over here.
They say Jacob's gone. They say his brain isn't functioning anymore, and they want to shut off his machines. But Jacob's the only thing in the world that matters to me. I don't know how to help him, and it's tearing me up inside. I just feel so helpless, so damn angry. Dr. Smith gave me some meds to calm down, but I didn't take them. I can't. Not until I figure out a way to help Jacob. I won't give up on him. I won't!
Okay, I think we can assume that was Julia, who, yes, does not seem to be taking the situation particularly well. However, the one thing we haven't found is the rest of the crew. We found Jacob, we don't know where Julia is, we know there was a captain and at least one other person, so if we head on in here, more logs again.
Jacob is showing no signs of brain activity. There's nothing more we can do for him. He wouldn't want to be kept alive by machines, so we're going to disconnect the life support. Dr. Smith is worried about Julia's reaction, though. She can't seem to let Jacob go. The stress is making her implants flare up, causing intense migraines. It'll probably be easier for everyone if we don't tell her until after we shut the life support down. Give her a chance to... Julia, what are you doing here? Why are you...
Yeah, okay, and there we go, there's Julia, and you may have noticed right there, Julia is a biotic. And hang on a minute, if we just get her down quickly, and then I can talk about her. I don't know whose singularity that is, whether it's Julia's or Liara's. Apparently it was Liara's. There we go. Yes, so that was Julia.
All targets eliminated.
Now, interestingly, we know there was Julia, Jacob, Dr. Smith, and the captain, and I think that was like all of the crew that we knew of. There might have been more. There are no bodies. So we don't actually know what she did with them, whether she like tossed them out the airlock, whether they're hidden in a crate somewhere or something. But yeah, there's no bodies. We don't actually know what she did with them. I mean, we assume that she killed them, but we just kind of walk out of the ship without actually properly investigating the place. They might be unconscious in one of these crates or something, which always struck me as a bit odd. But yes, you may have noticed that Julia is a biotic, and as much as it's never explicitly stated that she's an L2 or anything like that, we do know that people with L2 implants, it can cause, mental problems. Not always bad enough that they actually need help or anything, like Caden just gets migraines, but we can sort of assume that they're probably more prone to mental problems, particularly in stressful situations. So if you piece it together, you can kind of sort of say that, Julia was obviously not handling the situation very well, and not in like a normal way, not in just a person who's grieving and finding the situation difficult sort of way. She sounded a little bit unstable. So you can sort of piece together and say maybe she was an L2, and while she didn't normally suffer side effects that were sort of severe enough to impede her everyday life, maybe the stress of losing someone important to her might have triggered that or something like that. You can sort of piece these little things together. I love it when there's things like that in games. They are, while not explicitly stated, you can kind of piece it together. But yes, we don't actually know where the rest of the crew is, but we should probably not leave Jacob on the life support system. I have to say, I think the captain deciding to turn off the life support without telling her and was just going to tell her after the fact, I think that was a crappy thing to do, right? That was not a fair thing to do, no matter how unstable she's being. So, basically I think everybody made bad choices. Also, was it actually mentioned what happened to Jacob and how he ended up in a coma? Or, brain dead? I'm not sure it was, I can't remember. Anyway, we should probably turn the life support machine off. Yes, let's turn it off.
That was the compassionate thing to do, Shepard.
Thank you, Liara. I'm a very compassionate person. I've never just left it on. I don't know what happens if you just leave it on. Presumably he just carries on. Well, I was going to say living, but he's not living at all, is he? It's just a machine was pumping blood around his body and, you know, filtering oxygen into his lungs, but he wasn't living. So, it's not like he was aware of anything. It's not like we were holding him on the brink of death or anything like that. He was actually dead. There was no brain function, so, you know, he was dead regardless of what his body was doing. Whoa! Was that a trap that I missed? Tally? Tally, that sounded like you. Are you okay? Did you just walk into a trap, Tally? I'm so sorry. That'll teach you for going the long way around. You should have just followed me. Okay, let's get out of this death trap then. So, that was the MSV Worthington then. That was, I think, an example of Mass Effect's quite melancholy storytelling a lot of the time. You know, it was one of those situations where you just kind of turn up and you find this really tragic thing has happened and you're kind of too late to do anything about it. The only thing that you can do is turn the life support off of somebody who's already dead, and, you know, you're forced into killing a woman who seems to be in the midst of a grief-induced psychotic episode, and she attacks you and doesn't really leave you any choice. I mean, I feel like we probably could have subdued her. I mean, we were 3 biotics. I think we could have, you know, slapped a stasis field around her and maybe knocked her out or something and taken her to somewhere where she could have gotten help. But apparently not. No, apparently instead we just shotgunned her in the face. Did I say 3 biotics? No, it was Tally who was with us, wasn't it? 2 biotics. But, you know, I think Liara's such a good biotic, she kind of counts as 2 people on her own. Anyway, so the next place we are headed to is hold on a minute, it's the Kepler Verge we're headed to next. There's 2 things for us to do in the Kepler Verge. I'm not sure we've been to the Kepler Verge at all yet. Where is it? It's out there. We need to go a bit of a roundabout way to get to it, but never mind. Yes, there's 2 here for us to take care of. Where are we going first? I think we'll go to the Newton system first.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
I've received some troubling information, Commander. We need your help. Someone is killing former Alliance scientists. There have been 4 deaths in the past month.
Oh, okay. This is a bit of a mystery conspiracy one.
Former scientists? Sounds like someone has a project they'd like to keep secret.
All 4 scientists worked on a classified project on Akuz. There was a brutal massacre there years ago. An entire unit was killed by thresher maws. It was classified as a natural hazard, but the project dates coincide with the attacks.
Yes, so Akuz, so that disaster where the squad was killed by thresher maws is your squad if you picked the sole survivor reputation rather than the ruthless reputation. You would have been part of that squad and you would have been the only survivor, and this would be the quest that applied more to you. And it's a really great quest as well, if that's the reputation that you've picked. It's not quite as good if it's not. It doesn't sort of resonate with you quite as much. But yes, there was a load of thresher maws attacked and killed an entire unit, and it just so happened there was a project going on at the same time, and now all of the people associated with that project are being mysteriously killed off.
That can't be a coincidence.
There was one other scientist on the project, Dr. Wayne. I'm transmitting his last known coordinates. Good luck. 5th Fleet out.
Right, on to Rome we're landing on this time, and apparently it's a sort of habitable-ish world if it wasn't for the fact that it's in a decaying orbit which is causing massive tectonic problems. However, habitable worlds, not always great in this game. That usually means massive, impassable mountains. Well, Liara, as ever, will be coming along. I think Garrus can come along for this one. Yup, those are definitely mountains. Those are some quite big mountains. Not so bad. I bet you anything we're going to be heading in that direction, like right over that bloody friggin' mountain. We're not going to be going the nice easy way over the plains, are we? Oh, actually, we kind of are. We're going the sort of easy-ish way, I think. Anyway, so that's an anomaly, that's some debris, and that's an underground facility. We'll go and have a look at that anomaly. And actually, if we're lucky, I think we might be heading through a bit of a valley. I mean, a very, very narrow, rocky valley, admittedly, but still a valley. If I get to the end of this valley and there's just like a giant mountain waiting for me, I'm going to be so annoyed. No, actually, it's looking pretty good so far. This is quite a nice slope we've got going on up here. Okay, where is the question mark? Is it down in the hole? Oh, it's down in the hole, and there's some adorable little bug things. Oh, hello, adorable little bug things. You're not going to attack me, are you? Because I really don't want to have to kill any more animals. Oh, look, there's a teeny tiny one. Oh, you're so adorable. Look at you. I'm definitely not shooting these things. Because after I shot the kangaroo horse and didn't get any renegade points for it, you know, I felt very bad. Oh, you're quite cute, you are. Okay, don't touch me. I'll get a bit freaked out if you're going to touch me. This is a dead Turian. That's interesting. Okay. It's unclear what happened to this Turian. He had an ancient paper book with the Bostra outpost insignia painted on the cover. Okay, it's really convenient that all of these historical artifacts are just sort of scattered on all of the planets we decide to visit. Hello, that was impressive. I love the way Garrus just stood there totally still while a giant bug crawled over him. That took some guts, that did. Oh, there's another dead Turian over here. Okay, maybe these things are actually secretly carnivorous. Maybe we shouldn't hang around them so long because there is just, you know, a suspiciously large number of dead Turians hanging around them. Oh, was that a lightning strike? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it mentioned in the description there was like electrical storms and stuff. I don't remember there ever being lightning strikes on a Mass Effect planet. Don't remember that ever being a thing on a Mass Effect 1 planet. Hey, do you want to do it again? Please do it again. It was really, really cool. Oh, come on, I just want like one more bit of lightning. Wait, was that one? Was I not looking at it? Oh, that's so annoying during lightning storms where you're waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting and you look away for 1 second and then there's the lightning strike. And hostile contact apparently. Who's shooting at me? Someone's shooting at me. Oh, there's people up there. I shot someone and now his corpse is sliding down the mountain. Was that all of them? Is that the place I need to be? Yeah, that's the place I need to be. Okay. There's people shooting at me up there. Why is there people shooting at me up there? I don't remember this being a thing. Well, I can still see some red stuff, so I'm just going to randomly launch some missiles and hope I kill someone. Is that someone? That's someone. Anyone else, or was that all of them? I think that was possibly all of them. Okay, hang on a minute, that was the wrong thing. I will go and have a look at this debris. Oh, that's proper thunderstorm clouds, that is. Oh, yeah, there was the lightning. Oh, I love thunderstorm clouds. You know, and it just goes like really pitch black all of a sudden and then a thunderstorm rolls in. It's my favourite thing. Yeah, over there we've got like lovely sunny day and over there we've got doom sky. It's really, really cool. And there's a sniper aiming at me down there. I've got a better view of them from up here. Hello! Was that it? Well, there's one more triangle on my map. I think he's hiding behind the big thing. We'll deal with him when we get down there. Anyway, where was that debris? Okay, last red triangle. Where are you hiding? I can just see your little leg poking out. Do you think that I can't see you, darling? Well, I've got news for you. Oh, you survived. Well done. Do you want another rocket? Did that get you? I don't think that did get him. Oh, don't tell me he went flying off somewhere, did he? Yes, he did. Apparently he went flying off over there somewhere. Can anybody see him? How the hell did he end up all the way over there and then not die? That just seems ridiculous. Where the flippin' heck is he? Is he like off the side? Yep, he is apparently off the side. Either that or he's up there somewhere. I have no idea, but he's very lucky because I can't be bothered going chasing him. I mean, he's also very lucky because he survived 2 missile strikes and like a giant drop over there. He flew from here to over there and didn't die. Like, seriously, I think he's off. Don't you flipping dare, Phoenix. Okay, no, panic over, we're fine. I thought for a second there I was about to fall off the mountain. You know, again, like I did back on that other planet, you know, in that incident that we don't talk about. But no, we're fine, and I'm not going to go chasing that guy. Instead, we are going to go and see what's going on in here, and it's probably a good idea to keep our guns out because, yes, there's some dead people. I don't know who those people who were firing at us. They might just have been hired mercs, possibly. Okay. Yep, I can see triangles. Well, that's interesting. I can also see dead people. So there was people here, and then some other people came in and killed them. And now there's lots of people. Hello! Oh, they've got Krogans and everything. Okay, well, that's not fun. Alright. Back off, everybody. Back off. Okay, anybody want to come and say hello? Anyone? You just want to hide behind a box like a total coward. And, oh, there's a singularity. Trust Liara to get them. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to carnage that Krogan. Seems like a good thing to do against the Krogan. And he fell over and now he's regenerating because he's annoying like that. The most annoying thing about the bloody Krogans is that you kill them and then they regenerate and you have to kill them twice. Well, Liara doesn't like him. That's the second time she's put him in the air. Oh, I'm a little bit dead. I don't know what happened to the Krogan. He might be dead. Liara's put a singularity in the wall. Because, you know, even Liara isn't perfect. Yeah, I noticed when I was doing those side missions off screen, there seems to have been suddenly a difficulty spike. It seems that, you know, I've reached level 48, I think, and suddenly the enemies have become a hell of a lot tougher. Much like they were at the beginning of the game when I wasn't leveled up very much. Okay, get my barrier back up again. Luckily, my abilities come back really quickly now that I've started investing in Nemesis. So that's fun. I can stick a singularity up there, just keep them in the air a little bit. Can't see anything. Just blinded myself with my own singularity. And blimmin' heck, they're just flying around like lunatics right now. Okay. Can we throw some more biotics in there just like for fun? Let's see how many of them we can get on the ceiling. That's all of them. They are all now on the ceiling. Oh, it's like that scene from the new Mary Poppins film. No, it's the old Mary Poppins film, isn't it? Where they're all on the ceiling. Now there's a Krogan that snuck up on me because I was distracted talking about Mary Poppins. How many are left? Quite a few. This is getting a little bit hectic, but sort of in a fun way. I can see you hiding there. You're another Krogan. How many bloody Krogan did they have? I think they've had like 4 Krogan. That's just greedy. I'm just going to give him a bit of a shove. Get him on the floor. Krogan are never as scary when they're on the floor. And singularity! And that managed to get him from all the way across the room. That was beautiful. My singularities are amazing now. Put my barrier up. And I believe you are the last one, darling. And we just try and keep you down. Keep you down. Please don't get stuck in a wall. That would be most inconvenient. Okay. Was that it? That was it. Oh, okay.
All targets eliminated.
Got a little bit mad there, didn't it? Right, through to the back. Let's see if we can figure out what the bloody hell is going on. That's another corpse. So, that's a thing. And we can't get through that door. Only one way to go. Marvellous.
Stay back! I've got no grief with you. All I want is this bastard.
Please! He's a madman! Mr. Toombs, you're insane! You need help!
It's Corporal! Corporal Toombs! You don't get to lie! Not today! Today it all comes out!
And this is the point where if you were playing a sole survivor shepherd, you would go, Toombs, is that you? It's been so long! But we don't know who Toombs is because we're not a sole survivor shepherd, so I'm just going to tell him to put the gun down.
Lower your weapon and step away from the doctor slowly, or I will fire.
You fire and there's a good chance my gun goes off. You'll be wiping your scientist friend off the walls.
That is a very good point.
Toombs is clearly crazy! Please, officer, help me!
You think I'm afraid to die? All that matters to me is killing the man who ruined my life!
Did he just call me officer? He thinks I'm police. I don't know whether to be offended or not. Okay, let's just see what's got his gander up.
What did the doctor do to you, Corporal?
We were on a cruise. When the Thresher Maws hit, my entire unit was wiped out. The Thresher Maws! The scientists were studying them. They let them hit our unit just to watch. I woke up in a holding cell. The scientists were delighted I'd survived. Now they had someone to run tests on.
Yes, so it turns out that the massacre on Akuz where an entire Alliance squad got killed was all some joyous experiment run by these demented scientists, and then when they find out that one had survived, they just ran further tests on him, rather than, you know, maybe trying to get him some help or something. So I think it's safe to say I'd rather not have to kill Toombs if I can avoid it.
You're killing them because they killed your unit.
You can't believe Toombs! He doesn't have any proof! I demand a fair trial!
Ever had Thresher Maw acid in your veins? I have. They wanted to see what it would do. They treated me like a lab animal. I only escaped because somebody destroyed Cerberus, their big organization. This is justice. This man deserves to die. So, are you going to kill me or not?
Oh, that's interesting. He actually mentioned Cerberus if you've already destroyed them, because yes, it was actually a Cerberus experiment. But usually I don't find that out until I've done the Cerberus missions and I find the data on it. Because I'm pretty sure usually he doesn't actually mention Cerberus. Or I've certainly never heard him mention the fact that I've destroyed Cerberus. Okay, what would Phoenix do? Shoot him is the Paragon option. And I don't know which him it's referring to. I don't know whether it's Toombs. But either way, that seems like a weird thing to have as the Paragon option. I can just tell him to do it. I can go down the let's make it a public trial route. Or I can kill Wayne myself. Oh, I don't know. I'm really torn here between let's make this public and let me do it. I don't want Toombs to shoot him. I feel like he's been through enough. Because if Toombs shoots him, Toombs becomes guilty. Although he's already killed all the other ones, so they might be going to lock him up anyway. But I don't want him to have to do it. Normally I go down the let's make this public route. Actually, no, normally I would pick the Paragon This Isn't Justice option, wouldn't I? I'm not sure whether that option there actually works. Whether you can talk him down that way or not. Or would Phoenix just shoot him? I feel like Phoenix isn't someone who leaves justice to the actual justice system. I feel like she is the kind of person who takes it into her own hands. And if even half of what Toombs says is true, which, you know, we know that it is, Wayne's not really the kind of person who deserves to live, or perhaps even deserves a fair trial, at least not in Phoenix's eyes. Okay, you know what? You know what, Toombs? I think you've suffered enough. I'm gonna do it for you.
Corporal, if you kill him, you're a criminal. But I'm a Spectre. Nobody will question me.
You can't kill me. You don't know who you're dealing with.
He killed my whole unit. I have to take him down myself. It's the last thing I have to do.
No, darling, you have to get back to your life. A life that, like, doesn't involve being in a prison cell.
No. The last thing you have to do is keep going to show these bastards who won.
It's really over? Maybe the screaming will stop now. I don't know.
Wow, okay, that was brutal. And you know what? Phoenix isn't the kind of person who lies to make someone feel better.
All you can do is keep going. Joker, tell the 5th Fleet we need a ship for pickup.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Toombs stares at the scientist's corpse, his hands balled into fists. Slowly, with visible effort, he opens his hands and exhales. You catch his eye and gesture towards the door. He won't be left behind again. Oh, that was quite, that was...
Go, go, go!
That was... There are people shooting at me. Have you managed to get back over here? You're about to bloody kill me as well. I was trying to have a poignant moment where I, you know, contemplated the resolution of that, thing, and now you've just flown off the mountain again. At least you had the decency to bloody well die this time. Yes, anyway, as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, that was actually quite a, I don't want to say it was a nice resolution. There isn't a nice resolution to that mission. Because, you know, the whole thing is just a horrific tragedy, really. But if I remember correctly, what I normally do if you take the Paragon route is that you talk Toombs down and the scientist gets taken away by the Alliance. I think that's what happens normally. And the whole thing just feels a bit unresolved. You know, the fact that the scientist gets to live and everything, and he just sort of ends up in the justice system, and you know that he's a Cerberus scientist, so Cerberus may well have a way of getting him out if, you know, he's useful to them, or the Alliance will at least cover up the whole thing because it makes them look bad, and the whole thing just feels dirty and unresolved and messy and horrible, and that was almost better. In fact, you know what? I think it was better. It wasn't good, but it was better. I feel like that was a Renegade moment that came from true compassion and care. And, you know, these are good things. There's another red triangle on my map. Did he actually survive? Did he bloody survive again? I think he flipping well did, you know. Where the hell is he? There he is. There he is, you bloody stupid. Have you gone flying again? What is it with this guy? There we go, we finally got him. Bloody finally. And also, there's some rocks over here that Phoenix can survey, just to, you know, make her feel a little bit better.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
I reviewed your report on the situation, Commander. It's unfortunate Dr. Wayne ended up dead, but based on your report, your actions were understandable. Corporal Toombs seems to have found some closure. Hopefully with therapy, he'll have a normal life again someday. Thank you again for your assistance, Commander. 5th Fleet out.
Okay, and they are not mentioning the fact that, you know, I just took the law into my own hands and dished out my own form of justice, possibly because I'm a Spectre, or I may have modified events and said that Wayne attacked me or something in my report. I'm not sure. Anyway, the last mission that we have to go and do today is actually Garrus's mission. So Garrus wanted to go and find Dr. Salion, the geneticist who escaped him on the Citadel all those years ago, who was, you know, selling illegal organs. In fact, was growing organs inside his staff and then whipping them out of them to sell. and he just sort of sounded like a bit of an insane psychopath generally, and Garrus wants us to go and deal with him, so we're going to go and do that. And literally none of the planets in this system had anything interesting on them. Okay, this system is apparently reserved entirely for the MSV Fidel, not sure. MSV, is that not a human name thing? Because that's Merchant Space Vehicle, isn't it? And SSV is Systems Alliance Space Vehicle. Yes, it's a modular conveyor of human design. In addition to the standard cargo bay, the hull has several biological research modules attached to it. Private owner Dr. R. Hart, which is the false name that he was using. Okay. I think it's Merchant Space Vehicle, MSV. I think it is. I know SSV is Systems Alliance Space Vehicle because I always think it should be SASV, which I think sounds a lot more badass, but never mind. Well, Garrus is coming along, obviously. Should we take Liara as well? We might as well, yes. Okay, I see a single solitary red triangle, but there may be more. I have a feeling that he's got some hired mercs or something. Yes, there they all are. And we've got a wall of boxes. Is this a mazy one? Oh, I don't like the mazy ones. I find them very creepy. Also, you can get backed into a corner quickly. That's a test subject. Okay, that's a test subject who looked distinctly like a Thorian creeper. Okay, so not mercenaries, instead test subjects, victims of the mad scientist. This is the world of Mass Effect, I shouldn't be surprised. Also, he looks like he's stuck on a lighting fixture or something, so that's fun. Oh god. Yeah, I think these are basically just Thorian creepers, aren't they? Yep, they even explode their heads like Thorian creepers, and Garrus is now dead. That's unfortunate. It's going to be a little bit difficult to have your big reckoning with Dr. Saleon if you're dead, Garrus. You should have thought this through better. Okay, you know what? I'll just help him out a little bit and get him back, and then I'm going to give him a bit of Medigel, and there we go. I wonder if... Because obviously I think we're meant to assume that these are not actual Thorian creepers. They're just reusing the, what the hell am I looking for? Equipment. They're just reusing the, you know, the design of them. But they are functioning exactly like Thorian creepers. I wonder if the anti-Thorian gas would actually work against them. Yep, I still have it. Marvellous. I thought I might have sold it. Let's see what this can do. Yep, that seemed to work quite well. That exploded him. Well, that grenade would have exploded them if Liara hadn't just got them in a flippin' singularity and pulled them out of range. Flip neck, Liara. And I keep bloody missing them. And there we go. Actually, I don't think it did much against them at all. No, and now I'm out of them anyway. So, to be honest with you, Liara, your idea was probably best in the first place. Oh, also Garrus died again at some point without me noticing. That's fine. And boop. And boop. Yeah, so they're not actually Thorians, they've just modelled exactly like Thorians and have explodey heads exactly like Thorians, but the anti-Thorian gas doesn't work against them. Okay, I can see one more hiding over there. Garrus, would you please like to stand up again? This is your flipping mission, love, for heaven's sake. This is not the mission that you're supposed to die on. I kind of need you here for special dialogue options and things. Oh, apparently it's right in front of me, but I can't see it. I'm gonna explode the thing, see if that does anything. Nope. Where are you pointing? Don't tell me it's stuck in the fucking ceiling. It's stuck in the ceiling, isn't it? Also, I said a bad word. I should probably try not to do that. I have noticed the last couple of videos I've been swearing a lot more. That's probably not a good thing. I think it means that I'm getting more comfortable doing these videos because, you know what, I'm not a very sweary person in real life. Like when I'm around other people. Even if I'm around other people who swear a lot, it doesn't mean that I'm going to swear a lot. I'm sort of, you know, when I'm with other people I don't swear at all, unless I'm trying to make a point or something. But when I'm on my own, if I'm talking to myself, or, you know, my sort of internal monologue that goes on in my head, I'm quite sweary in those occasions, and while I'm doing these videos I am sitting in a room on my own, so I have a tendency to just sort of get a bit of a bad mouth now and then. I do edit most of it out, but okay, yeah, apparently he is outside the ship, which should mean that he's oh my god, we can actually see him. There he is, he's literally on top of the ship. So, and not like spontaneously combusting or whatever happens to you when you go into space, so that's fun, and I can't shoot him because he's on the other side of the glass. Well, hopefully we don't need to kill them all in order to trigger the final cutscene. Okay, I don't actually have a map marker or anything. I'm going to just head on in here because this is where Saleon should be. Hello!
Thank you for saving me from those things.
Commander, that's him. That's Dr. Saleon.
What? My name is Hart. Dr. Hart. Please, get me out of here.
Okay. Should I believe my squad mate who has fought beside me and has become my close friend, or should I believe the random Solarian doctor who seemed to have a lot of mad test subjects running loose on his ship?
Are you sure it's him?
Positive. There's no escape this time, Doctor. I'd harvest your organs first, but we don't have the time.
You're crazy. He's crazy! Please, don't let him do this to me.
Well, normally I would tell Garrus to back down and hand Saleon into the authorities, but Phoenix is a renegade, and as we've already seen, she doesn't really trust the justice system to run its course. She prefers to take things into her own hands.
Put him out of his misery so we can get going.
Gladly. Your days of butchering are over, Doctor.
No! Please! Please!
Oh, this is a proper battle. I thought Garrus might just shoot him or something. Oh, that was also really quickly done as well. I just shot him in the back with a shotgun and he died, so, you know, I feel like I rather took the moment of glory away from Garrus there, but, okay.
Good. Remember that feeling. That's how it should be.
I will, Commander. Well, I guess we're done here.
Okay, Saleon's medical equipment is stained with the blood of many species, pale blue, violet, orange, and more than a few dark red. But his work has ended here, time to head back to the Normandy. So pale blue would be Turian, violet, Asari, orange, Krogan, possibly Solarian as well, maybe Vulture. I think Solarian blood is like orange, or is it yellowy? Might even be green, not sure. And dark red would be human, or possibly Quarian? Quarians have red blood? Not sure. Anyway, he's dead and his corpse has mysteriously vanished. Yes, and I did notice it was actually me who shot him, but never mind, we're just going to pretend that wasn't a thing. So yes, we might be sending Garrus down a bit of a different path than normal, because normally I talk him down at that point, and then when you go and talk to him afterwards, he sort of comes round a little bit and says, yes, your way was best, I probably shouldn't be such a maverick, you know, it's better to do things properly, and that guy's still on the ceiling. Hopefully it's still going to let me leave, hopefully it's not going to be a kind of, you have to kill every enemy before you're allowed to leave the ship type situation, otherwise that would be a bit awkward. Yes, but this time we've sort of gone down the route of, no, you're right, Garrus, we really should just take the law into our own hands sometimes. So, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how that pans out. Right, back on the ship. Garrus, how are you feeling?
Commander, what can I do for you?
Are you alright? You hesitated.
Something bothering you?
It's Saren. I'm starting to wonder whether we'll ever find him. He's always one step ahead of us, and he's got those damn Geth.
And again, we have a totally unrelated conversation. I wanted to talk about Saleon.
We're getting close, Garrus. We'll find him.
I wish I had your confidence. I just can't stand the thought of him getting away with everything he's done. I know you're doing everything you can, and if anyone can catch him, it's you, but if there's anything else I can do to help, anything, just tell me what you want me to do, and I'll do it.
I mean, I thought that was the arrangement we had anyway, but okay.
Thank you, Garrus. I'll keep that in mind. Just make sure you're ready to go when we do catch him.
Yes, ma'am. You can count on me. Thanks for hearing me out. I appreciate it. Can I ask you something, Commander?
No, goodbye. No, Garrus, you can ask me anything.
What is it?
Are you worried that the Council might be protecting Saren? I mean, they were really dragging their heels before. What if we find him, bring him back to the Citadel, and they refuse to act?
Ooh, now that's a very interesting point. I don't think that the Council would be actually protecting Saren, but they might be protecting their own reputation, because, you know, Spectres do work for the Council, so it's possible they would try to, you know, cover everything up, and instead of punishing him, just sort of, you know, shufty him off somewhere, give him a nice quiet retirement or something. I think that's the kind of thing that they might be planning on doing.
You seem to have some thoughts on this. Speak your mind, Garrus.
Well, maybe we shouldn't give them the chance, Commander. In my opinion, Saren's too dangerous to be kept alive. Too much could happen. He could escape, or the Council might let him go. If we find him, when we find him, I say we make sure we stop him permanently.
Well, yeah, that is kind of what I had in mind. I think Phoenix is with you on this one, Garrus.
I'm glad you see it that way. I never had any intention of capturing that bastard. When I see him, he dies.
Good. The Council won't like it, but they can't stop you either. You see, this is why I want to be a Spectre. You never have to worry about bureaucratic idiots making a mess of everything.
Yeah, this is a different side of Garrus that we're sort of bringing out. Normally, we would be, you know, trying to tone down this side of him and say, look, just chill out a little bit here, love, you know. But instead, we're really encouraging him. I wonder how much that's going to change things going forward. Okay, so that was not Saleon related at all. Can we have a Saleon related conversation?
Good to see you.
No, we can't have a conversation at all. Okay, he just doesn't want to talk about Saleon at all. Okay, well, since Garrus isn't feeling chatty, I feel like this is a good place to hold things off. We've done all of the side missions I was planning to get done today. Those were just, you know, the last few that we had to do before we go and do Vermeer. Apart from the Rachni ones, we've still got a whole load of Rachni related ones to do. So, next time Rachni, time after that we will go to and do Pinnacle Station, see what that's all about, and then we will go and do Vermeer, and that, as I say, will get us into the end game. We can feel the end approaching now. It's getting to that point in the game. So, next time Rachni, but for now, I shall say farewell. Oh, there's a spider crawling across my desk. Hello, little spider. It's the spider that lives in the back of my monitor. There's a spider and he lives in the back of my monitor, and whenever I'm gaming, he tends to poke his little head out and come and say hello. I think probably because the monitor gets a little bit toasty warm. I don't quite know how he's surviving in there, but you know, that's the thing. Anyway, yes, one...